Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress. It is September 22nd, and I am doing my last and final compound number reading of this series from Linda Goodman's Star Signs Numerology chapter of the Chaldean alphabet, ancient Hebrew, and how to formulate your compound number and your single number, and I will have a little link on how to do that, and then you can look up all the meanings of all the compound numbers and the single numbers in the videos on my list. The 22nd, so the 21st is my YouTube channel birthday. And so it's my YouTube channel number, and my YouTube channel is an entity. And so that entity, the channel that was born on August 21st, and now 21 is linked with that entity. So yesterday was my 1 month anniversary or birthday of this channel. And last month I skipped over 22. I just talked about it briefly, but I didn't make a special video for it because I didn't think I was going to do one on all the numbers, one, and I thought I was just going to do my favorites, and two, because it's not one of my favorites. But I think it's important for me to explain both sides to this number. So the number is 22, is called Submission and Caution in Linda Goodman's book. 22 is symbolized by the ancients as a good man blinded by the folly of others, with a knapsack on his back full of errors. In the image, he seems to offer no defense against a ferocious tiger which is about to attack him. It's a warning number of illusion and delusion. It indicates a good person or entity who lives in a fool's paradise, a dreamer of dreams who awakens only when surrounded by danger, when it's often too late. It warns of mistakes in judgment, of placing faith in those who are not trustworthy. If 22 is the birth number, the person it represents should exercise caution and watchfulness, since the birth number cannot be altered in both career and personal matters. The karmic obligation here is to be more alert, to curb spiritual laziness and develop more spiritual aggressiveness, to realize your own power and to change things, to prevent failure by simply ordaining success. When this personal responsibility is recognized, practiced, and finally mastered, the 22 person can be in control of events, no longer blinded by the folly of others, and will see ideas achieved and dreams realized. Anyone born on the 22nd of any month needs to carefully read the section about 4 and 8, beginning on 269 if you have this book, but if you don't, I made a video on the numbers 4 and 8, which are the numbers of fate and destiny. 22 reduces down to 4, so that might be a number you would like to read as well. Before I continue on the description and the comparisons, I also want to wish a happy fall equinox to everyone. Today is the first day of autumn. We're having a rainy day, but at least the temperatures are moderate. So hopefully wherever you are, you will start to enjoy the beautiful fall season. Now, let me, also just recently I ordered a new set. I have a Rider-Waite deck, but it's like very old. I won't tell you how old, but it's old. And I done lots of readings on that deck, and I taught my daughter how to read on that deck, and she does readings on that deck, and so basically it's her deck now. So I decided to order myself a new one, and I like this, the Radiant one, because it's the exact same picture, but it's a little bit richer, deeper, rounded, more colorful, which I like. So I will do an unveiling of this, but happens to be that the Fool is the cover, and Linda Goodman's description of number 22, this submission and caution is very much like the Fool card, except the one thing that I can't find is a Fool card with a tiger or a lion about to pounce. I think it's dangerous enough to just walk off a cliff without even looking, but that goes into the other meaning of the Fool. So the Fool is also card 0, and I did do a reading on the number 0, although it's not a single number that has its own paragraph in Linda Goodman's book. She does mention 0 because it's the number of Pluto and Scorpio, which is my sign, and so 0 is sort of significant to me. And in this Shadowscapes deck, the Fool has a nice meaning to it. It says new beginnings and adventures, pleasure, passion. She rushes ahead, thoughtless and rash, doing before thinking, obeying instincts. There are unlimited possibilities opening up for the seeker. So it's kind of like a mixed bag, right? It's like she's rushing into things, not thinking about it, but at the same time, does she really need to think about it if she has amazing instincts and wisdom and guidance and everything? If you think about, please don't laugh at me, but I really like Star Wars, and think about the Jedi. The Jedi don't worry about rushing into things because they use the Force. It's kind of the same thing. The Force is like the spirit. It's like something that you can't see, but you feel it. You just know. It's a knowing. It's a knowing that you know exactly what you're going to do when something comes to you, and you know how to maneuver around it or whatever. You know what's going to happen. You know how to get out of a situation. So not all of us are in that level of knowing, of course, but in simple cases, like let's say you're about to take a trip somewhere, which I did, and maybe people have said, oh no, you shouldn't do that by yourself. You're by yourself and that's dangerous. Well, yeah, maybe so, but it's all in your perception. You can perceive yourself as alone and in danger, or you can perceive yourself as alone and independent and able to meet whatever you face with your own abilities, your ability to ask for help if you need it, your guidance from angels and protection from higher beings that are watching your back the whole way, things like that. So, when it comes to the Fool, fear is the enemy, right? So if you're afraid of something, then that is where you're gonna fall, right? The fear is what gets you in trouble. The knowing, just the plain knowing and just knowing. I don't know how to explain it. It's not just accepting, it's just knowing everything is going to be okay, even if you do blah, 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 right? It's just that feeling that it's all going to work out. It may be not exactly the way you've pictured it in your mind, but it's still going to work out the way the universe has planned for you. And you still might have pain and struggles and flat tire, get lost or whatever, but all of those things are just obstacles. They're not anything to be upset about necessarily. I mean, you can get upset about them, but you don't have to. You can choose just to fix it and move on. So it's interesting. I mean, to me, the Fool card is kind of profound. It's a mixed thing. I don't, a lot of people just don't want to be the Fool, because that has to do with ego. If you get humiliated, then yeah, that messes with your ego. You do something, you have faith in something, and then you fall on your face. But if you can take risks, be brave, and fall on your face and get up and not worry about what people think, then that's really, to me, that's really strong. That's a real strong person right there. So anyway, the Fool, submission, caution, the number 22, all of that comes together in that way for me, and the beginning of autumn. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed that talk. And happy birthday to myself, and happy birthday to anybody else who has a birthday out there. And listen to the number 4 and 8 link that I'll post. Okay, have a great day.